Silence is not a void. It is a fortress. You are sitting there, staring at a screen that refuses to light up, interpreting the absence of a notification as the ultimate verdict on your value. You think because she isn't blowing up your phone, because she isn't crying at your doorstep, or because she hasn't sent that late-night "I miss you" text, that she has simply deleted the memory of you from her hard drive. You are wrong. You are operating on the logic of a child who thinks that if they can't see the sun, it has ceased to exist. In the world of adult attachment and high-stakes emotional pride, silence is often the loudest indicator of a struggle you aren't being invited to see. You're reading the gaps in communication like an amateur, scanning her social media for a pulse, trying to find some breadcrumb of validation that proves you still matter. And while you do this, you are bleeding out your own masculine authority. You are telling yourself the lie that if she missed you, she would just say it. That is the logic of the desperate. It assumes people are honest when they are hurting. They aren't. People are protective when they are hurting. They are prideful. They are calculated. Before we go a step further, look at the subscribe button. Do not do it for me. Do it for the version of you that is currently 1 weak moment away from breaking your own standards. You need a reminder, not a hug. You need a psychological cold shower to snap you out of the fantasy your brain is building to protect you from the sting of rejection. Listen to the thesis of this entire breakdown. When a woman misses you but refuses to admit it, her behavior stops being a straight line and starts becoming a series of contradictions. She will reach without reaching. She will signal without speaking. She will test your availability without committing to her own. If you don't understand the underlying machinery of this behavior, you will react like a wounded child, either chasing her with paragraphs of emotion or lashing out with bitter anger. Both are catastrophic losses of frame. We are going to climb a reasoning ladder today. We will move from your current misconceptions to the hard truths of the situation, into the root causes of her behavior, and finally to an identity-based resolution that puts the power back in your hands. This is not about winning her back. This is about winning you back. The fundamental misconception holding you hostage is the belief that clear communication is the natural byproduct of intense feeling. You think that if the "miss you" meter hits a certain level, the "text him" button automatically gets pressed. This is a Disney-fied version of human nature. In reality, a woman can miss the very air you breathe and still refuse to give you the satisfaction of knowing it. Why? Because the moment she admits she misses you, she believes she loses her leverage. She believes she becomes the one who lost the breakup. She might miss you and still believe you are bad for her. She might miss you and be terrified that you will reject her if she reaches out. She might miss you and simultaneously enjoy the freedom of not being accountable to your standards. This is called emotional conflict, and if you can't navigate conflict without losing your center, you will always be a passenger in your own life. You swing between hope and hopelessness because you are looking for a sign to tell you how to feel. A man of high value doesn't look for signs to dictate his internal state. He dictates his state and lets the world react to him. Let's look at the root cause. Why the secrecy? Vulnerability is the ultimate risk. For a woman who has a high level of pride or who felt slighted during the end of the relationship, admitting she misses you feels like handing you a loaded weapon. She doesn't know if you'll fire it, if you'll laugh at her, or if you've already moved on to someone better. So she operates in the shadows. She sends signs, not declarations. Signs are safe. Signs provide plausible deniability. If you call her out on a sign, she can say, "You're imagining things." If you ignore a sign, she hasn't lost anything because she never officially put herself on the line. This is where the tactical signs come in. Sign number 1, creating contact without committing to connection. You know the drill. It's the random, pointless question. "Hey, did I leave my blue hoodie at your place?" 3 months after she moved out. It's the, "I saw this meme and thought of you," followed by an immediate, "Hope you're good." This is not an invitation to a date. This is a temperature check. She is tossing a pebble into the well of your ego to see how deep the water is. If you respond with a 3-paragraph essay about how much you've missed her too, she gets all the validation she needs. She realizes she still owns that territory in your mind, and then she retreats. She got her fix. She doesn't need to actually see you because she just confirmed she still could if she wanted to. A man with self-respect sees the pebble for what it is, just a stone. He doesn't dive into the well to catch it. He responds with the same level of investment she provided: brief, grounded, and unbothered. If she says, "Hope you're good," he says, "I am. Hope you are too." He doesn't ask questions. He doesn't open the door. He stays behind the gate until she shows she is willing to walk through it with more than a text message. Sign number 2, orbiting and the invisible watcher phenomenon. She isn't talking to you, but she is everywhere in your digital periphery. She is the first person to view your stories. She is liking photos of your mutual friends that you happen to be in. She is suddenly popping up at the gym or the coffee shop where she knows you spend your Tuesday mornings. This is hovering. Hovering is what happens when someone wants the benefit of your energy without the responsibility of the relationship. She misses the version of herself she was when she was with you. She misses the security of your masculine presence. But she doesn't want to surrender her pride or admit she made a mistake in leaving. So, she hovers. She stays close enough to keep the wound fresh in your mind, but far enough away to avoid a conversation. You need to stop romanticizing this. This isn't fate bringing you together at the grocery store. This is a woman who is addicted to the emotional residue of the past, but lacks the maturity to address it. When you see her orbiting, your instinct is to help her by reaching out. Do not do this. By reaching out, you reward her for being indirect. You teach her that she can get your attention through games and proximity rather than through honesty and respect. If she wants access to your life, she must pay the price of admission, which is clear, direct communication. Anything less is just noise. Sign number 3. The revisionist history reach out. This is the sneakiest one. She contacts you to apologize for something small or to reflect on how you both made mistakes. It sounds like maturity, but it's often emotional laundering. She is cleaning her guilt and her longing through the filter of growth, so she can feel your presence without looking like the one who caved. She will bring up a song, a specific trip, or an inside joke. She is testing to see if the emotional anchors she planted in your brain are still active. She wants to see if she can still trigger a reaction in you. If she can make you cry, or make you angry, or make you nostalgic, she knows she still has power. The cost of failing to see this is your dignity. Every time you fall for these breadcrumbs, you reset your healing clock. You stop building your business, you stop training with intensity, and you stop being present for the people who actually choose you every day. You become a ghost, haunting the ruins of a dead relationship, waiting for a signal that will never satisfy you. Even if she comes back because she misses you, if she comes back through the side door of ambiguity, she will leave the same way. You are training her on how to treat you. If you accept breadcrumbs, You will always be hungry. Now, let's talk about the resolution, the identity-based shift. You have to stop being the man who is waiting for her to miss him and become the man who is worth missing. There is a massive difference. The man who waits is static. He is a statue in a park, waiting for a bird to land on him. The man who is worth missing is a moving target. He is on a mission. He has boundaries that are made of steel, not of sand. He understands that a woman missing him is not a victory. A woman respecting him is the only metric that matters. If she misses you but treats you like an option, her feelings are irrelevant. You don't build a life on feelings. You build a life on behaviors. If she misses you, great. What is she doing about it? Is she making an effort to reconcile? Is she owning her part in the collapse? Is she showing up with consistency? If the answer is no, then her missing you is just a selfish internal state that serves her, not you. You must become the man who can walk away from a beautiful woman who doesn't meet his standards of clarity. This is masculine discernment. It is the ability to see a sign and choose not to act on it because the sign doesn't lead anywhere worth going. You must reframe your pain. The pain you feel isn't because she's gone, it's because you've tied your sense of self to her perception of you. You are suffering from outsourced self-worth. You are waiting for her to choose you again so you can feel valuable. That is a trap. You must choose yourself. You do this by returning to the fundamentals: work, physicality, brotherhood, purpose. You level up not to make her regret leaving, but because you realize that your potential is too vast to be sacrificed on the altar of a broken relationship. When she sees you actually moving on, not fake moving on for Instagram, but truly becoming a different man, that is when the real missing starts. But by then, you should be so far down the road of your own evolution that her signals look like static from a radio station you no longer listen to. This is the tough love reality. Most men fail this test because they are afraid of being alone. They would rather have a toxic connection than a clean silence. They would rather decode a mixed signal than accept a hard no. Do not be most men. Be the man who values his peace more than his ego. Be the man who knows that if someone wants to be in his life, they will make it impossible for him to miss the message. Anything less than clarity is a no. Anything less than respect is an exit. Hold your frame. Protect your time. Build your kingdom. If she wants to be part of it, she knows where the front door is, and she knows it requires a knock, not a pebble at the window. You are the prize. Act like it. This isn't about being cold. It's about being centered. It's about being so grounded in your own reality that the emotional whims of an ex-partner cannot knock you off your axis. You have things to do. You have a legacy to build. You have a version of yourself to meet that is 10 times stronger than the man you are today. Stop looking back at the wreckage and start looking at the horizon. The signs she misses you don't matter if you aren't the man you're supposed to be. Focus on the man, and the rest of the world will align itself. If this hit home, if this felt like a slap you needed, then stay here. We don't do comfort. We do clarity. We don't do excuses. We do execution. Welcome to the new standard of your life. It starts the moment you put the phone down and get back to work. There is a version of you that is watching this right now, waiting for you to step up. He's the one who doesn't need to check her Instagram. He's the one who doesn't care about signs. He's the one who knows his worth because he built it with his own 2 hands. That man is waiting for you to stop being a victim of your emotions and start being the architect of your destiny. Every time you feel that itch to reach out, every time you want to analyze why she looked at your story but didn't text, I want you to replace that thought with a rep. Replace it with a cold call. Replace it with a page of a book. Replace it with anything that moves you 1 inch closer to the man you promised you would become. Breakups aren't just endings. They are the ultimate performance reviews. They show you exactly where you are weak. If you are falling apart because a woman is silent, then your foundation was built on her, not on yourself. This is your chance to rebuild on solid rock. This is your chance to prove to yourself that you are the captain of your soul. Don't waste this pain. Use it. Let it burn away the desperation. Let it harden your resolve. Because a man who cannot be moved by the absence of a woman is a man who can achieve anything. That is the frame. That is the goal. Now go get it.